episode, Auditor TLA visits Bow Police Station and launches his drone from the car park. Officers quickly confront him, ordering the drone to be grounded and warning him never to fly over the station again. TLA complies, but events escalate dramatically when officers detain him under the Terrorism Act. The detention represents a blatant violation of his rights, driven by ignorance, power tripping, and misuse of authority, all captured on camera.
Yeah. Is it? Have you got some ID?
ID.
Okay, you're a police officer asking me. I don't need ID.
You do flying a drone in the police car park?
Because I wanted to. So if you don't have a warrant card.
I do have a warrant card.
Okay, so I need to see that then.
Right.
There you go. Not that difficult, was it?
Right. Why have you got to be like this?
I'm not being like this. You're just.
Conversation with
No, you're not. You're saying I can't do this, I can't do that. Hey, how you doing?
See why you're flying a drone over a police building?
Because I wanted to. Well,
Police premises.
okay. You don't own the airspace.
No, but it's a secure building. You've got to understand that.
You don't own.
Massive security risk.
Does
You're
it?
flying a drone or.
So what security risk do you think I'm going to pose?
Well, we don't
How
know
do
that,
we
do
know?
What's the security risk?
Why are you being so argumentative?
I'm not being argumentative. I'm asking you.
Nice.
Sorry.
And asking you politely,
Okay.
please don't fly the drone over the building.
Okay, so I'm.
You could be liable to be searched under the Terrorism Act.
Terrorism Act.
Key issue is data handling during police interactions. Any information recorded must be securely stored, properly logged, and accessible if the subject later files a subject access request. The auditor was right to note that if an officer records on a personal device, they remain responsible for ensuring that footage can be retrieved when requested. Mishandling this process risks breaching GDPR, with possible disciplinary or legal consequences. Although officers are encouraged to use official body-worn cameras for transparency and accountability, personal devices still fall under the same data protection obligations.
Part of that act says that flying a drone, as required to by law, falls under the
Well, it's
Terrorism
a bit
Act.
common sense, don't you think?
No, it's not. Hold on. You've just cited the Terrorism Act.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what part of the Terrorism Act says that I can't fly a drone over the airspace above your building?
Well, all police buildings, all buildings
So,
that
right, I get what you're saying. But if you're
have
saying,
detrimental effect for someone. I'm not.
right,
You
because,
don't look like you are, but
Right.
I don't know. You could
Okay.
be someone who's looking
I'm
to call
sorry,
trouble.
not interrupt. Obviously, you're recording.
yes, 100%.
Yeah. Which you're entitled to do.
Yeah.
I don't have my body cam on me. I've
No, that-
identified myself, so
okay.
I'm going to record you as well. Just
Is that a personal phone?
Yeah, well, they can take.
Oh,
Is that
just-
personal phone?
Yeah, but you're under GDPR regulations, so you need to make sure you make a copy of that available if I request it.
Yep. As
Okay,
as
so-
would be with
But
other.
I don't have a problem with you
That's
filming
fine,
me. It's
just
totally fine.
transparency.
Just so long as when I make my freedom of information request that's available.
And I will supply
Okay.
this footage
Awesome.
straight to
The decision to detain the auditor under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000 is especially troubling. This provision allows police to search individuals they reasonably suspect of terrorism. Yet in this case, the justification flying a drone and being obstructive is weak and wholly insufficient. Neither action suggests terrorist activity. Even more worrying is how one officer's statement of "you're free to go" was swiftly overturned by another officer's misguided insistence on detention. This demonstrates not only a poor grasp of legal thresholds, but also a nedrick attempt to assert control when faced with someone aware of their right.
I might be detained. I might be detained, it's yes or no. I'll ask you one more time, and
You're free to go.
yeah, if I'm
You're free to go.
If I'm free to go, then I'm free to stay. Okay, it's as simple as that.
You're free to go.
Right, you cited the terrorism legislation, but you've not told me what part of that legislation that I may be. Of course you can.
You are being detained under terrorism.
Okay, what part of the Terrorism Act?
I believe Section 40.
Okay, and what are your grounds for that?
You're flying a drone. You're being very obstructive to us.
Okay.
I'm trying to have a
Is that-
conversation.
is that
Yeah,
grounds?
I'm trying to.
No, you're infringing on my rights at the moment.
Can I please?
Okay, and you're misusing legislation, and you're going to make yourself party to a civil claim, and then there'll be professional standards
Oh,
of
I would rather be safe and sorry. You're flying an aircraft over a police.
Correct. Technically, I didn't go over the police building. No, I won't let you finish because you're infringing on my rights at the moment.
I'm based at Bow Mountain Branch Cables. I've shown you my warrant card yet again because obviously you're going to want to see it again. There is my warrant card. Okay, I've told you you're being searched. I'm just
You're not talking about being searched.
detained.
You are unlawfully searching me. You're unlawfully searching me. Why are you grabbing me like that?
Because you're being detained. I'm not.
This moment highlights just how ill-prepared some officers are when handling drone incidents. When the auditor calmly produced the official CAW website to confirm he was permitted to fly in the area, the officer dismissed it with, "That can be any website." Worse still, the officer admitted, I don't know what that is. It is deeply concerning that an officer detaining someone over drone use did not even recognize the Kata authority responsible for regulating UK airspace and drone laws. This goes beyond ignorance. It reflects incompetence. Rather than verify the facts or seek clarification, the officer chose to dismiss credible information simply because it challenged his assumptions, leading to unlawful and uninformed decision-making.
And this shows you all...
We're just doing our job.
No, you're not. You've infringed on my rights and you've misused the legislation.
Well, no, we haven't.
Yes, you have.
Actually.
What part of section 43?
I'm not going to explain it.
No, because you can't explain it and you've not explained it.
I'm not going to
You've
explain
abused
it.
the legislation now.
You're just being a complete
100%. But you know what? Keep doing it. Because it will be the exact same way with section 44 and it will get repealed. And as I say, you guys have had it bad enough already. You're not making it easier on yourself. Over 800 officers being
What's that got to do
investigated.
with your drone being flown?
Because what I'm saying is, yeah, you had the opportunity to come up to me and have a decent conversation.
We tried.
And we could have educated you.
We
But
tried.
you've decided to misuse the legislation.
Right.
You've not listened to what I said. And you've abused our rights. Is
The
that-
moment I arrived,
No, because you came out with section 43 to tell.
and this is where we are.
Nah, because you misused the legislation. And that's what you say.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That could be any website.
It's from the CAA, so
I
it's fine.
don't know what
It's
that
fine.
is.
We can see in a civil claim.
After detaining and searching the auditor under the Terrorism Act, you might expect the officers to admit their mistake and move on. Instead, once it became clear that he was not engaged in any criminal activity, they continued to assert control. One officer told him, "You can stay, but you're not flying your drone over the premises." This highlights their unwillingness to back down, even without legal grounds. Rather than acknowledge their error, they tried to salvage authority through stubborn restrictions. The irony is that their authority was already undermined the moment the detention was revealed to be baseless.
It's doing is perfectly legal activity. The drone's under 250 grams.
And
I've got my,
look at
I've got my operator
what?
ID with on the
We
drone.
would do exactly the same if we were
Okay,
police officers.
when she came up and interrupted me from flying the drone, I said to her, I'm flying an aircraft, give me a minute and I'll land it. And I landed it straight away, did I not? There you go then. So I know what I'm talking about. You just don't, you haven't got a clue.
What about all these private
Where's my ID? Let me go.
I'm going to get your ID in a second.
What about all the private
reason
windows?
Sorry.
The reason that you were stopped is because you're flying the drone.
Yes, it was.
No,
It's on camera. Well, so what is it then?
Oh my god.
You're not listening.
So I says to you, if I go out the pavement and fly my drone from there, is that okay? And you went, no. Is that not what I said? Is that not what I said? Is that not what I said? If that's the case, I'll go out on the pavement over there and I'll bring the drone back up. I'll put it back over here for me.
Why would you do that when we've just explained the reasons why?
Is that not what I said?
You're really not going to let
No, because you're chatting nonsense. You're favouring.
You're not free to stay because this is
Why am I not? If I'm free to go, I'm free to stay.
private
Okay,
property.
so close it off then. I've got an implied right of access.
No, you
No, you
don't.
haven't.
Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act, 1972, gives me an implied right of access.
Claim that the auditor could be gathering intelligence for a terrorist group is absurd in the modern age. High-resolution images of virtually every public building in the UK are freely available on Google Earth and Street View. Suggesting that a consumer drone poses a unique security risk ignores this reality. The logic collapses under its own weight. Why worry about one individual's drone footage while ignoring the vast publicly accessible aerial and street-level imagery online? It's clear the officers were not genuinely concerned with security, but rather scrambling for excuses to justify their mistake.
For all you know, I have a car on here. Well, why is it open to the public?
Because I've told
Where does
you.
it say no entry?
I've told
Where
you
is your
you have
gate?
to have emergency
Jog on. See you later. You're going to leave before I do. Or else what?
Otherwise, I will use useful force to escort you off the private
And
property.
if you do that, that's fine. I will not resist. I will not fight back. But then you'll have another civil claim.
No, because it will be reasonable.
Do you want to bet? Listen, 100%.
So angry.
Because look at the state office. He's abused Section 43 illegally to stop assessing it illegally.
If that was me,
Don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my stuff. Put it back.
Please.
No, put it back on the floor.
Right, we're going. Come on, we're going to leave. We're going, sir. Thank you.
No.
Right,
Right,
it's
so
reasonable.
reasonable force. It's not private property. Who owns the police? Who pays for the police? Not me. No, I actually do. My taxes pay for the police. So I'm going to go on the pavement and I'm going to have my phone up there. Then what? Then what are you going to do? I'm middle of public, aren't I? So stand on the pavement. What are you going to do then?
please go.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, you can stay here. You're not finding your drone open.
Do you want to bet? You want to bet?
Yes.
If the officer truly believed the building was insecure from the air, then logically he would need to object to planes, helicopters, or any aircraft passing overhead. Of course, that is not the case. The security threat argument only arose because the drone was in the hands of the auditor. In reality, buildings are not designed to be shielded from the sky, and claiming otherwise is a transparent attempt to maintain control after being proven wrong. This inconsistency reveals that the officer was not addressing a real security issue, but instead grasping for any justification to prevent the drone flight.
You're being very rude. What law, what power are you going to try and enforce then to stop me flying my drone perfectly illegally? You don't even know the legislation. You've not got a clue.
Well, why are you being like this?
Because you've illegally stopped to search me under 43 and said terrorism act.
Common sense.
It's not common sense.
Common fly
Listen.
a drone over the government.
Let me just
because of security.
let me just inform you something.
You can be coming
Talk
back.
over me, you muppet. Shut up. Shut up. How about that?
You could be
Shut your
coming
mouth.
back.
Shut up.
A terrorist
Shut up.
organisation,
Shut
all
up.
I know,
Okay.
to give them
Okay.
information about certain buildings.
So do you suspect me of being a terrorist?
Perfect
Do you suspect me of being a terrorist?
Well, maybe.
Do you? You wanted to search me? Did I leave your fears?
Maybe, because
Maybe.
you're adamant that you want to put your drone
Yeah,
up there.
I am adamant because it's perfectly legal.
The encounter drew to a close. The entire situation stood exposed as a failure from start to finish. Instead of admitting the overreach of detaining someone under the Terrorism Act, the officers doubled down. They tried to block the auditor from flying his drone without any lawful basis, even suggesting at one point that he might be supplying information to terrorists, an accusation both baseless and desperate. The most embarrassing moment came when the auditor produced the official CAA website to show he was legally permitted to fly. The officer dismissed it as just any
And the wrong way about this.
I said, well, you didn't want to listen.
You're
I
gonna
tried
end up-
showing
you'll
you.
end up going into a cell.
That's fine, mate. And then I'll have you done for false imprisonment. And the CPS will tell us they have nothing to charge him with. Because they'll know the legislation and they'll say what he was doing was perfectly legal. So lock me up. I want you to. Because at the end of the day, it is you that will suffer when the professional standards, yeah, 100% it will. Professional standards will come knocking.
We are just doing
Yeah,
our jobs.
no you're not. You're abusing the legislation, sir. What part of Section 43, first of all, I answered the question I asked ages ago. What part of Section 43 doesn't allow me to fly a drone?
You can fly a drone.
Right, so you just told me I can't.
But over a government building.
Right, so what part of legislation says I can't
It's
do
a
that?
security.
Tell me the
It's a
legislation.
security.
Right, is your building secure?
Yes.
Well, then you've not got a problem then, have you?
No, no,
So,
no.
so what do you think?
any website, and even admitted he didn't know what the CAA was. That gap in knowledge raises a serious question. How can you enforce drone regulations if you don't even recognize the body responsible for them? In the end, the officers' handling of the situation revealed more about their refusal to accept being wrong than any real security concern. Rather than protect
You could be mapping it for a terrorist organisation.
Right,
all I
do
know.
you own the airspace?
You could
Do you own the airspace?
Are you mapping it for a terrorist organisation?
Who owns the airspace?
Are you mapping it for a
Stop
terrorist
chatting
organisation?
nonsense, man.
Well, you're chatting.
Use your common sense. You tell the
You use your common.
Why are you shouting at me public
Why are
service?
you shouting
Wind
at
your
me?
neck in. Wind your neck in. Jog on, go and do your job. Yeah, you don't
I
like
have
it.
to do my job.
You don't like
I'm
it.
going to ask you to move
No,
on.
I'm free to go, I'm free to stay. How about that?
No.
Yes,
Jog on.
it's a public
You jog on.
place. You jog on. See you later.
We have been nothing but nice to
You've
you.
just
You're the one
abused
who's
Section
rude and
43.
obnoxious.
You've abused Section 43 of the legislation, and she felt me up.
I didn't pull you up. I'm not
Shut
listening
up.
to you, okay? So if you're gonna have a problem,
See you later, Muppet. Told you you would leave before me.
So-
Bye. Okay, see ya. Bye. See ya.
protect the public, they sought to protect their pride, stacking weak arguments on top of an already baseless detention. Encounters like this demonstrate why audits are so important. They shine a light on misuse of authority, expose knowledge gaps, and remind us that power does not equal being right.